Hello everyone, and welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you're someone who absolutely loves efficiency, craves structure, and wants to wring every last drop of value out of your efforts, you are in the right place. Today, we're diving straight into an incredibly powerful concept, the intersection of precision marketing and the Six Sigma methodology. We'll be looking at a very specific, highly structured framework from our source material that literally redefines how we execute marketing campaigns. It's all about bringing that rigid, predictable success to an industry that, let's be honest, can sometimes feel wildly chaotic.
Here is the life cycle framework we're using today to break down this operational process. We'll cover precision and Six Sigma, the operating process, and then we'll hit the 4 phases: launch, manage, adapt, and discontinue.
Section 1, Precision and Six Sigma, the foundation of efficiency. Okay, let's dive into this.
To really wrap our heads around this operational marketing process, we've got to understand the core concepts driving the whole thing. Our source calls this precision marketing the Six Sigma methodology. Now, you probably know Six Sigma from the manufacturing world, right? It's famous for eliminating defects using intense, data-heavy frameworks like DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. But here, it's taking that same exact rigorous structure and slapping it onto marketing. It's about totally stripping away the guesswork. No more relying on a gut feeling. Instead of just brainstorming a catchy slogan and hoping it works, you are applying statistical rigor to your target audiences and your conversion rates. This methodology demands that literally every single action is deliberate, measurable, and highly controlled from start to finish, just completely eliminating variance.
Moving on to Section 2, the operating process, a continuous loop.
Now, what's really interesting here is how these exact 4 phases, launch, manage, adapt, and discontinue, create a totally complete continuous loop. It's a sequential, highly structured journey. Every step is deliberately fenced off to make sure your work operates with that Six Sigma precision we just talked about. You don't just do marketing anymore. You push your initiatives through these specific, controlled gates. To really visualize how this plays out, let's use a hypothetical scenario as we go through this explainer. Imagine we're releasing a brand new high-end software subscription for enterprise businesses. We're definitely not just blasting out some emails and crossing our fingers. No, we are putting this specific campaign through these 4 rigid phases.
Which brings us to Phase 1, launch.
In a Six Sigma methodology, launching isn't just flipping a switch or casually throwing a campaign out into the wild. It is a highly precise event. Think back to our enterprise software launch. This means we are establishing strict A/B testing parameters for our landing pages. We are setting concrete key performance indicators, KPIs, before a single dollar is ever spent on ad placement. You are establishing the absolute baseline. What's the acceptable cost per click? What's the baseline conversion rate? If your launch is missing this kind of mathematical discipline, honestly, the rest of the framework just falls apart. You have to bring the initiative to life under strict, measurable conditions, heavily relying on control charts to map your expected performance right from day one.
Next up is Phase 2, manage.
Once our software campaign is actually birthed into the market, it needs constant, methodical oversight. You absolutely cannot just set it and forget it. So the crucial point is, this is where you apply that exact same Six Sigma precision to your daily operations. It's all about overseeing and measuring the active initiative effectively and predictably. In practical terms, your metrics aren't just checked whenever we get a chance. They are pulled daily, maybe even hourly, and checked against those control charts we set up in the launch phase. You have to ask what actually constitutes a deviation that requires intervention. Say our cost per acquisition suddenly jumps 15% above our upper control limit on LinkedIn ads. The manage phase dictates that we catch that failing ad spend early, almost instantly, instead of waiting for some end-of-month report to tell us we've been bleeding budget.
Let's look at Phase 3, adapt.
But we really have to ask ourselves, what happens when the market shifts? Because external factors are rarely ever static, right? Let's say we are halfway through our software campaign and suddenly a major competitor drops their price by 20% out of nowhere. Even in a super-structured Six Sigma process, external variables change and we must adjust the strategy to maintain alignment with our goals. Adaptation in this framework happens through a formal review process. It requires actually re-baselining the metrics. It's absolutely not about making chaotic reactive changes, like we aren't going to panic and just slash our own price. It's about making precise, calculated adjustments. Maybe we shift our ad spend to heavily highlight our unique features rather than competing on price. And then, crucially, we establish a brand new set of control limits to track that updated messaging.
Now, this naturally leads us to a really fascinating question. It's actually a phase that gets totally overlooked in a lot of less structured explainers.
When is it time to stop? As marketers, we notoriously fall victim to the sunk cost fallacy. We've poured so much time, sweat, and budget into a campaign that we just end up letting these zombie initiatives run on life support for months, secretly hoping they'll miraculously turn around. But everything has a life cycle, and a truly precise process has to account for its own end.
And that brings us to phase 4, discontinue.
And this brilliantly illustrates the strict discipline of the entire system. Instead of letting campaigns just linger aimlessly out there, draining resources and diluting your focus, this methodology demands a clean structural end. You have to formally retire the initiative. Going back to our software campaign, once it hits the end of its projected life cycle, or if it drops permanently below our acceptable performance thresholds, we don't just quietly turn off the ads and walk away. No, we do a formal post-mortem analysis, we archive the visual assets properly, we officially reallocate whatever budget is left to a newly launching project. It just goes to show that ending a process requires the exact same amount of precision and methodical execution as launching one.
When we zoom out and look at the whole picture, we really see the true power of this methodology. Just think about how smoothly our hypothetical software campaign navigated this continuous loop. It was initiated with strict testing in the launch phase. It was carefully monitored against hard control limits in the manage phase. It shifted strategy methodically during the adapt phase. And finally, it was systematically closed out in the discontinue phase. It's just a brilliant, self-contained life cycle. By breaking the work down into these 4 highly disciplined steps, you completely replace uncertainty with rigorous, predictable structure.
As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. How structured is your operational marketing process really? I challenge you to take a hard look at your current campaigns this week. Which phase are they actually stuck in? Are you just blindly throwing things at the wall to see what sticks? Or are you applying strict phases to launch, manage, adapt, and eventually discontinue your initiatives? Thinking about marketing through the lens of Six Sigma is just an incredibly powerful way to bring true precision to your work. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep learning.